Hello and welcome to the Transformation channel. So continuing with our last video of the first few steps you would take in kicking off an agile transformation journey in any organization. In the last video, we looked at the first scenario wherein you are kicking off the transformation completely afresh from the scratch, and what are the first steps you would possibly look at. I'm Nivarthi Jairam, and this is a transformation channel. And in this channel, in the current series, we are looking at agile transformation aspects. And if you like what is being discussed in this channel, please hit the subscribe button below and also hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos that come out. Continuing with the second scenario that we look at, the second scenario we're going to talk about is the transformation is in progress and you are kicking off a new geographical location and join the organization in that particular geographical location. That means we are talking about an organization which is located across multiple geographies, and the transformation is already in progress in the parent geography or the on-site, however you want to refer it to as. And if you are joining a offshore location, and how do you then, what would be your first steps then in terms of kicking off the transformation in the new location? And that is what we are going to look at today. So when you are joining a new organization again in a different geographical area, what would be the first step? First step is here again positioning. Of course, there is not much change in the first two steps that we look at. So you can watch for more information on that at the first video. I will drop a card here on the top, so you can click that and look at that video in terms of positioning and stakeholders. Positioning is nothing but where you are positioned in the organization, what is the influence, level of influence you have, what are the kind of stakeholders you have access to, all those elements. And key stakeholders, again here a bit of a change when you are kicking off transformation afresh. That means the people you look at are mostly from getting a buy-in point of view, but in this particular context or the scenario 2 that we are referring to, the stakeholders, key stakeholders would be your onshore counterparts or the global counterparts who are driving this transformation, who are strategizing this transformation, and you are more of an executioner or implementer in that context. So you look at people who are quite influential in the local or the site or the location where you are going to transform, and also the key stakeholders on the global side. So your counterparts are your functional people whom you would be reporting to possibly in terms of various aspects of transformation. So that needs to be identified very clearly as part of the key stakeholder identification. The third element is identifying the global strategy and roadmap. So you need to very clearly understand how the counterparts are planning that strategy and what is the intent behind that strategy and what is the intent behind the roadmap. So the criteria for making certain decisions, how they think and how they possibly create that roadmap, what are the reasons behind selecting a certain candidates, what is the selection criteria that they use, how they assess teams, what is the duration of assessment, and what is the coaching model that they look at, what is their way of transformation, what is the culture prevalent in that particular geography where they are driving the transformation. And if you are driving a transformation or going to initiate in a different location, different geography, what is the culture here, how people operate here, and from a cultural standpoint, the way they are driving the transformation onshore or at the global level, is it applicable similar to the location where you are going to drive, or you need to customize it to the needs of your culture where you are going to drive the transformation. So that is something you should also be conscious about. And also from a restructuring point of view, if you are driving transformation at scale, so you need to understand how the structure is, and as part of driving the transformation, are you looking to transfer ownership for certain processes, or it is going to be just an extended team, or is there a maturity model in terms of starting off as an extended team and then helping those teams to take greater ownership and become autonomous teams? So is there a thought process behind that? So the important thing is not just to look at it from a pure implementation or adoption of agile practices and also the frameworks, but you need to look at a larger picture to understand what is the leadership intent behind the transformation, what is the outcome we are looking for, probably 1 2 3 years down the line, and then see what you need to plan, how you need to strategize, or you need to probably have conversations to provide your inputs, and if there is a need to change the global strategy itself. So that is something also you need to think about. So lot of elements, lot of intricacies that are involved in this particular step. So it's not just about following whatever is global strategy and roadmap and you just go ahead and implement and execute. So it is a kind of feedback loop that you need to create. You need to analyze your situation, the location strategy itself, and understand that location strategy and how it needs to evolve, and also how it can influence the global strategy. So that is something which you need to be clearly aware of, and then customize what is required possibly for the culture that is prevalent in the organization or in the location that you are going to transform. So that is a big kind of thing to look at. It's not as simple as I just joined and then you look at the global roadmap. Okay, these are the teams that are transforming there. So how many people are here? Then you bring coaches and start working with that team. So it's not as straightforward as you think it might be. Now, the fourth step that we talk about is again team building, which means you are starting off afresh in a different geography. That means understanding these intricacies and also what your ideas are in terms of implementing that transformation roadmap in the location that you are going to drive, and then identifying based on the implementation strategy globally and how you are looking to implement that strategy in the location. You need to then start identifying how many coaches you want, what is the support teams, or kind of administrative support you need, communication support you need. So overall capabilities that you need for driving the transformation successfully in this location, and then start to build the team around you to be able to actually execute that strategy. So that is the next step for you to look at. And then last but not the least, kick off that transformation program in the new location, and there again you need to understand what communications will need to flow through, how the communications have to be integrated from a global standpoint, how the governance will be set up, and how your idea of governance is aligning to the global governance. What is the expectation of the global stakeholders in terms of governance, what reports they are publishing, what reports they want you to contribute, whether those reports will be published probably independently at each location, or they want to publish a centralized dashboard. So all those partnership elements between the global execution, global reporting, global governance, and the local reporting, local governance, and also understand the expectations from the local leadership. What are they looking at? And many times you might see conflicting priorities or conflicting expectations between the global and the local leadership needs, and then how you as a change agent or a transformation leader can balance both the elements or both the expectations from our onshore counterparts as well as the local leadership. So that is something also you need to be conscious about, to consider when you are kicking off the program. So that are the 5 steps again, from a standpoint of if you are driving the transformation in a new geographical location and doing it from scratch. So now going back to the identification of the third scenario that I talked about. The third scenario that we are looking at is transformation is in progress, whether it is at a global level or you are taking a role at a local level. Understand what you will need to do if the transformation is already kicked off. It is progressing. It's still not in run mode, but it is still in a change mode, and the transformation is progressing. And what steps will you then need to take in order to drive the transformation? We'll look to cover that in the next video. For this session, we try to cover the scenario 2. Again, as I mentioned, if you like what is being discussed in this channel, so please hit the subscribe button below and also the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. As always, please keep your comments coming, and the interactions or insights that you gain, or different opinions if you might have, or ideas you might have, please put it out in the comments, and those comments will actually evolve the discussion and make it more fruitful for me as well as everyone who is watching these videos. Thanks for watching.